So I'm up in beautiful northern Minnesota, and what I like about up here is there's so many access to trails for hiking and snowmobiling and skiing and such. And I'm a bit of a walker. I love to walk outside in nature, and yesterday on my walk I found something of interest to me. I don't know, it might be a little geeky nature wise to think it's cool, but I thought I'd make a quick video and show it. Anyway, I'm walking down to Island Lake Reservoir, and the power company owns the lake, and on occasion, if there's not enough rain, they have to drain the lake in order to keep their, I guess, their power dams going. And so this reservoir lake is down probably 6 or 8 feet because of that, and they are rumored to put the water back in it next week. So it really gives a very unique opportunity to see kind of some of the stuff that's hidden from our view normally underneath the water. And I came up with something yesterday that is pretty cool, so I will see if I can pause the video and I'll get you up to it. So my apologies, apparently I can't pause the video. I'm not using any fancy software. So here we are, I guess part 2 of the Island Lake Reservoir. Cool thing to see. Again, we're only able to see it because of the lake being drained. And so they are going to flood it again next week and get everybody happy that lives on the lake and has boats and docks and wants to participate in the cool part of that. So everybody's happy there. So we'll lose this opportunity. So I wanted to rush back and grab my phone so that we could see something a little bit different. Anyway, as I walk around the point here, you'll begin to see what I'm talking about. You'll see this big structure here made out of wood and tree trimmings and such. So I'm pretty sure that that's a beaver house, or otherwise called a beaver dam. Again, this area would normally be flooded probably up to here, and we wouldn't get a look at this whole entire piece of their structure. When I'm looking at it, it looks like the front end here is made up of some bushy twigs and things that would probably attract small fish and other things to eat, some vegetation. And then as it goes up, it gets more structural, and then it's actually, I think the main cave is up there on land. So what a great way to live, in a Minnesota winter environment and still have access to get out and get yourself some food and keep warm and raise your young. And again, this could be a little bit geeky, but I thought it was really neat. But anyway, as we go a little closer up to it, there's a couple of things I would like to point out that I can see from here, and I really don't want to go too much up on it, but cute little family of ducks in the lake back there. Anyway, back to the beaver dam. So what I can see is that they've basically got a couple of different doors. They've got one here that would go up into their main, up into their main chamber, or lakeside cabin. And then they've got another larger entry here in the front, and then they've got one little side entry there. So they've basically got 3 main doors up into the house, and I'll show you the whole stretch of this. Again, there's your fast food drive-through restaurant, keeping all your food right outside your front door. But the other feature is, if we back up just a little bit, there's this other entry that's about 20 to 25 feet away from that main structure on the hill. So I'm going to assume that this area here is probably an emergency escape, or a second way in if the ice gets too thick or something like that. But boy, do I wish I had a camera with a stick on it. I'd shove it up in these holes and maybe take a look. But I'll back off and just kind of observe versus making too much of a mess. But there's a beaver house. Again, you've got to picture that the water level is something right around here, and so all of this would be underwater and out of view for us. So what a unique experience to be able to see a little bit of nature behind the curtain, and again, maybe a little bit of geekiness nature-wise, but well, that's me. Hope you enjoyed the video and the beaver dam. Well, I thought we were done with the beaver house and how geeky cool it is, but as I turned around and started heading back, unbelievable what I find. I find a series of cave entries. It looks like 3 of them. And I say caves, I don't think they were dug. They're kind of intentionally built. I don't know if you can see the logs on top there are placed. And it's a big entry back into this hill, which I guess goes all the way over there. Now we are now 60 feet away from that hill or main chamber, but it obviously was intentionally placed to hide that. And then that's just the first one. And then as I continue back about another 10 or 15 feet, there's another one. And I'm actually going to stand in the water and show this one. Again, this one doesn't look like it has logs on top, but man, you can definitely fit a fairly decent sized creature up in there. And that goes up into this hill, and I'm going to assume it goes all the way back to that main structure over there. So that's just number 2. And then another 15 or 20 feet up here. I mean, they could have been naturally kind of, but it looks like they're like chambers that are dug, and then there's a bunch of grass and stuff, but back in there is a cave or an entry. So that's incredible. Just when I thought we were done being amazed by the beaver, but I mean, there's 6 entries that we can see. Now, there are probably a couple bit more, but if I look at this through the lens of Victor Schauberger, oh, I don't know, he wrote a book back in, I think, the 20s, but his book was called Comprehend and Copy Nature. And so sometimes when I see these kind of things, I like to look at it from his lens of, is there a lesson here? Is there something that I can learn from this peek behind the curtain? And you know, when I look at what the beavers got set up here, only one word comes to mind, and it's options. I mean, this creature has given itself so many different options at survival that the lesson would be the more options, the better. And so again, what an incredible experience to be able to see all of this. And, you know, we're probably only seeing a small sliver of it. But there it is, just a fantastic experience on what normally might just seem normal for some people, but I get a kick out of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you enjoyed the beaver dam and maybe a lesson that it could teach all of us. Thank you.